Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's afternoon. Snowstorm is let up some. So pretty happy about that. I got my first pass done and a couple of extra sweeps. Just trying to get things set here. Well, wipers aren't working that great right now. All right. So fingers crossed things go well. So far, I think we got between 22 and 24 inches since this morning. Then, since stopping, we got somewhere between 6 and 10 inches while we went in and had lunch and all. And it was really pounding us there for a while. And enough where we lost all internet again. You just couldn't even see the Starlink satellite dish. Wasn't even visible. Completely buried with snow. But as I mentioned before, the dish has a heater in it, and that really helped out a lot. So just recently, just before coming out, we got internet again, which is real good. Still soft over here on this side. Got to be real careful. So, I don't know if you saw it. So Thea had come out after I got done fueling things up, and I just tried to do some quick edits to the video from this morning while I was right after eating. And I don't think I cut out the part where I was fueling up. Having troubles with the nozzle, just like in a gas station, the nozzle there, you know, it's a battery operated pump for off-road diesel fuel. And it usually works fantastic, but for some reason it kept clicking off, so it took a while to fuel up. Usually just takes a minute. So I forgot to edit that part out of that video. But we've been going full tilt boogie, but when Thea came out, I could feel my phone vibrating a couple of times, but I just figured it was more of the internet coming back a little bit, because we have Wi-Fi all over our property. And hoping the fans are going to work okay here. So Thea came out and let me know that one of our neighbors called. Their snowplow got stuck on our roadway, so we have this private road that she has access to, and she keeps plowed. But evidently it didn't get plowed soon enough. And again, they plow it and it's a narrow road. And of course they have to push the snow off to the side of the road. And when that happens, you lose track of just where the road is. And it's real easy to just basically get stuck. Your wheels to go off the edge, and then you haven't got any good footing. So, so I went down. Since I was still operating Optimus here, I went down. As soon as I broke through over here, I went down. And fortunately, as I was going down, and if you watch the video that I just hopefully uploaded, all ice here, you'll see that as I was going down there, a bulldozer was coming out, and that was young Jake. They're full-grown men, Jake and Wyatt, our neighbor's sons. Now they got their own property and doing very well, their own business jobs. Really good, hard-working family. Respect them a lot. Good people. Nice family business they've got going on with excavation earthworks, foundations, you know, all the things that the first part of construction. Really good people. They've been farmers here for years, and now they got their own construction business with it. And so as I was driving down to there, I saw the bulldozer coming out. There's a message I got from Thea. Well, there were a few messages. The roads were closed because of accidents between halfway to Syracuse, I think it was Cicero, Fulton, near us, all the roads being closed. And of course, all of the plows and all are out trying to clean the roads so that people can make it through. And you get people that aren't good at driving, and they get in accidents. They get pile-ups. So I don't know the details of that, because we're just starting to get our internet back now. The snow's melting around the dish, but it was coming down. You couldn't even see the dish. So we will see. You know, it seems like the further back we get to the beaver ponds, the more snow that there is. Because there was over 2 foot of snow back there when I went back there. But probably only, if 22 inches up here is what I think up in this area. Just so we get more and more snow back there. I hope the new property, Carol, is doing okay. I'm really glad I was able to get her the firewood so that she'll be okay. So our good friend who's in the hospital having surgery. It's going to be like a 12-hour surgery. And he has been keeping in touch by text messaging. Things haven't gone great, let's put it that way. So they, instead of doing a laparoscopic procedure to do the work, they had to do a laparotomy. In other words, opening up her abdomen to try and remove a lot of tissue and reconnect things, replumbing, anastomosis, which is a really big deal. If all goes well, there's going to be a lot of healing time. So we're praying everything goes well. So, life's a challenge, by golly. So when we ran into the dozer, I saw he went ahead and backed down. Thank goodness the dozer was there, because I wouldn't have been able to pull him out. They had such deep ruts in the roadway where the plow had really tried and all. But when you have such a narrow path, they're trying to push more than what they can push, and so there was still a lot of snow, and then the loose dirt and all that. My undercarriage of the snowblower here would have gotten caught up down there. So I'm really glad Jake and Wyatt were able to come down there and really save the day with a bulldozer. Like I say, it's good people. And our neighbor who has the issues with the snow plows and all, it's, you know, she's really city folk, so preparedness isn't her greatest strength. So hopefully she'll learn as time goes on. You need to be able to not depend on people for making your roadway accessible when you have, you know, several 100-foot long roadway to get to. Having a good tractor is what's necessary, quite honestly, so that it can meet the winter needs and summer needs. But I think what they'll end up doing is what most people do, get a truck and a plow, which for nice light stuff, not a big deal. But you need some hours under your belt to handle a roadway and driveway like that that's not very wide. Whereas with a tractor and a snowblower, well, anybody can learn to do this. And you just got to get out there and do it and not let too much snow accumulate. Otherwise, then you get into trouble. Now we're supposed to get more snow tonight and throughout all day tomorrow, and I think part of Sunday as well. So today's Friday. Thea was saying it's kind of nice that we're able to have lunch together and sit down and stay nice and warm in the house on Valentine's Day, which today's Valentine's Day, so she enjoyed that. Because often we're both working, doing separate jobs at the same time, you know, having a homestead, having businesses. It's just part of the game. But staying on top of the snow and realizing you never know what the next month is going to bring. So February can be a real tough month. A really tough month. And we've had some tough Marches as well. So it's all about being prepared. Knowing what can happen and know how you're going to deal with it in a timely fashion for whatever crisis happens. When you're out in the country, you can lose your water. You can have your pipes freeze up. You can have a water leak. We've had all those things happen, you know? And so you learn from it. And nowadays, it looks like we've got it made with ease with all the equipment we've got, but man, it took a long time to get to this point. Many years. And I thank God we're finally at this point. Many people aren't as fortunate as we are. I keep feeling my phone, which is in my back pocket, so it keeps buzzing my butt. There's no way I can hear anything. Like, even though there's, you know, let's say 6 inches or 8 inches out back, I don't know yet. And I had gone through here a couple of times. Every time I went by, I made passes down here. But even though there's this much right now, which is really, I'll call it a breeze to deal with, it's best, since we have the forecast, that the radar is just north of us right now. We're on the edge of it. We're still getting some snow, but it's just north of us now. Just a little shift of the weather. Well, it can be right on top of us again and drop a whole bunch like it did earlier in just a few hours. So stay on top of the situation. I guess that's a motto in life. Be prepared and get after it when something happens. So I wrote a song, Full Tilt Boogie, a couple of songs about that. So there may be one in this video, I don't know. I just posted 1 or 2 songs at the end of the last video. Another thing is, if you're building in this part of the country, because we have these massive snowfalls, having really good trusses with a good pitch. Really important. You don't want to have a 412 pitch around here. You want to have at least a 612 pitch, so that you don't have to get up in the winter, especially when you get old, and shovel off that roof. Or we just have like a 612 pitch in our back barn, back shop there. The engineered for this snow, for big heavy snows, was 4 foot on center, the trusses. These are pretty good heavy duty trusses. Well, we doubled them, and I've got them 2 foot on center. You never know when we're going to have another snowstorm like 66, where 4 or 5 days it just hangs over you and keeps pounding you with 6 or 8 or 10 foot of snow. So over-engineering, over-designing for the severe weather events that you have rarely can make you feel more comfortable and safe, especially if something happens in your life. God forbid something happens to me and Thea's by herself. Well, unless you got a lot of money to hire people to do things, then you got to count on the people showing up and doing the jobs. Right on ice here, so I'm sliding some. Now, if you're doing a snow plow here, just imagine how far the banks would be, because I'm throwing that snow way up into the eastern garden plot there. So the ability to throw the snow means I don't have to make my paths quite as wide as I'd have to if I were plowing. If you look at my neighbors' banks, they've got the big heavy equipment to be able to do that, all that plowing with the big heavy. They've got the dozers, the track loaders. They got the equipment to get the job done. That was, Theo said, I know the snowplow came through at least once since this morning. They probably went through a few times overnight. I don't know. But all right, how am I going to deal with this? I'm going to push it ahead of us. Throw some snow down a little bit lower, see what happens now. Now we are making headway. So the contract snow blowers, the guys who go out there and they blow out people's driveways and roadways for a contract for the whole year, you know, they may lose their butts this winter. But the guys who get paid by each time they come by, I know people will complain when they come by and plow small amounts, but man, that pays off in the long run. And I'm not talking about for both parties. The guys or gals who are doing that snow plowing more frequently, well, it's easier on their equipment, and they can get the jobs done. Okay, tilt that puppy up some. I'm on ice here, sliding quite a bit. I'm real happy Bobby Kennedy got sworn in. I do have faith that he's going to make an concerted effort to make America healthy again. It's a shame that over 70% of Americans can't qualify for a military service because of their poor physical health. Obesity, diabetes, asthma, God knows what other reasons they've got. All of the chronic debilitating diseases that young people have nowadays. Eating all the crap that people eat nowadays. Oh well. And I'm really happy Tulsi Gabbard got sworn in. So we hopefully will never have another 9/11 again. There'll be adequate communication between each branch of the services providing information about possible threats so that we can intervene. Really happy about that. I have no idea what Trump's got in line for the Gaza. I know he wants peace. I'm not sure if he wants to own the property and spend a lot of money there. I'm not sure. He's a deal maker, so we can guess all that we want. He's not going to show his hand. He's probably a good poker player too. I'm not. pretty much a straight shooter. I let people know right up front what my goals and aspirations are, and what I plan on doing. Probably can't appreciate it on video, but this is all ice here. We had that rain right on top of the packed snow, and it just froze solid. You never know that there's a big swale right over there, big canal rather, right over there. It's not too bad when the snow's let up getting this done. So when the boys were down there, I talked with, yesterday I swung by, was it yesterday? Yesterday, the day before. I can't keep track of my days anymore. I swung by, and Jake's got his place down the road that he bought, and he's been doing a lot of work on it, really making lots of headway there, looking really good. Starting off similar to the way I did, but he's got the heavy equipment already as a young man. And of course, things have changed a lot. Back when I started, just having a tractor of any sort, even without a loader on the front of it, was pretty good. And the ultimate was a tractor with a front end loader on the front and a backhoe on the back. That was considered really kicking it back in at that time. Nowadays, having an excavator, so many people have excavators, that really makes a big difference as far as what you can accomplish on a piece of property. Having a tractor with a front end loader, but there's more and more people with skid steers and track loaders like I've got, and even small skid steers or with all their attachments nowadays. Really, really nice. And I think there'll be another transition in a few years that with Avant, there'll be more, I think there'll be more and more articulated loaders with all the diverse attachments on those in the future. So many contractors that work on small properties, having those mini skids or having a mini excavator or having a small articulated loader so that they aren't tearing up the property, and they're so versatile, they can get so much done. So anyways, I swung into Jake's place because I thought I could see he was out there and he had a snowmobile pretty much buried in the snow. And so I backed up. This was after bringing the pallet or the IBC cage with the firewood over to Carol's place, the next road over, our tenant. And so on the way back, it looked like Jake was having a hard time getting his snow machine unstuck, so I backed up and went over, and he had everything under control. But just wanted to be neighborly and help out where I can. And then I turn around today, the neighbor's in trouble, has got their You know, the guy that they hired to snowplow their roadway, our road going down to their property that we surround their building, you know, their home. And I guess there was some confusion because I guess she said that she went to one of the neighbors first, and they said, geez, they didn't have time. I guess they didn't realize that she was one of the neighbors, and thought she was just someone else looking for somebody to come and, you know, get their snowplow unstuck. So by the time I got down there, you know, the dozer, a 450 dozer, steel tracks, was heading down there, and that was powered by Jake, and Wyatt was with him, and really good people. And they went ahead and hooked on. Jake hooked on to the truck, pulled it right out, and then after getting the truck out, he went down there with the dozer trying to make that road passable. That means digging down close to the gravel level to make a difference so that people aren't going to get stuck. So that's good. And I guess her nephew, who's living with her now, this is our neighbor that needed the dozer to come down and help out. I guess one of her family members got in a car accident yesterday or this morning, I don't know which one, totaled his car. These are, unless you're used to driving up here, people should stay off the roads. You know, you need to experience in the winters up here, or you shouldn't be out on the roads, quite honestly, when we're having these storms. It's real easy to get in a serious car accident, and if you get in a bad enough one, well, it may be quite some time before someone's able to dig you out, and I'm talking about you being stuck in the vehicle. Very dangerous situations. And people, you know, I'd say that people don't bring extra boots, gloves, and all. Sometimes they're wearing their sneakers or their working shoes. Don't have gloves, don't have a blanket, don't have a shovel. So they get themselves in trouble. And so anyways, so I was talking to Wyatt, and he watches our channel and was complimenting us on the ponds, the work we've been doing down and back. So really nice, a neighbor making a compliment like that. That makes you feel good. All warm and fuzzy. Ah, the snowplow did come by again. Good. This is excellent. Okay, we'll turn on some flashers, turn on some lights. Most people only watch the first few minutes of the videos of my snow blowing here, because I'm so darn bored. Yeah, I am. All my excitement was burnt out years ago when I was a young man. Long before there was the internet or video equipment. Yeah, they got the road in pretty good shape right now, looking good. If we get much more snow, on a nice day after the snow, they'll start bringing around the big loader to push back the banks and all. But the boys across the street, they've done a good job of pushing the banks back, keeping places ready for the snow. Icy, icy, icy here. There goes Spectrum by. Probably trying to fix everybody's internet. They're having trouble. Knock a little more down back, going back, and I'll go forward again. Kick her up into a higher gear here, and we can, or higher speed. Got to be real careful, the hydrant's right up here.
They've shut the roads, locked up the town. Ice on the wires drifts 10 feet high. Ain't nobody leaving, no use to try. Full tilt boogie, winter's got its grip. Digging out the homestead, trying not to slip. Optimus Maximus pushing through the night, but we called in a dozer cause the drifts got tight. Neighbors stranded, buried up deep. Snow don't care, it don't lose no sleep. Bleed the ground, diesel's running hot. Doing all we can with everything we got. Full tilt boogie, winter's got its grip. Digging out the homestead, trying not to slip. Optimus Maximus pushing through the night, but we called in a dozer cause the drifts got tight. The storm keeps roaring, but we ain't backing down. Country folk don't quit, we don't turn around. Steel and muscle, grit and pride. We're fighting this blizzard side by side. Coffee's getting cold, but the work ain't through. Got a firewood run and a path to hew. 10 more inches, maybe more, but we'll keep plowing like we did before. Full tilt boogie, winter's got its grip. Digging out the homestead, trying not to slip. Optimus Maximus pushing through the night, but we called in a dozer cause the drifts got tight. Snow keeps falling, but we're standing tall. Country life don't flinch, we answer the call. With iron and will through the ice and the cold, we dig each other